Hello again. So, this is my first pregnancy update and also an update on the announcement that we had made to my family. In my last video, I shared how I bought my 3-year-old a Big Brother t shirt to open up on his birthday, and that none of my family had known that we were pregnant, including my husband. So, when he opened that in front of my family, 8 of my children, my husband, and my sister and niece were there, I think. And it was really sweet. It was really sweet how excited my children were. Some of them kept checking with me saying, "Mom, you're not joking, are you? Are you joking?" Because they just were really happy. And my husband was really surprised. And and then it was really fun because I'm part of some homeschool groups and church community, and pretty much everybody was really excited for me and just happy. I had actually told one of my children, who's 10, because she was so excited to tell everybody, her friends, and different things. And I did say, well, just realize some people aren't always really excited when there's this many children already in your family. So some people might think it's weird. I don't know. I just thought that she might get maybe a negative or two response, and I didn't want her to be shocked by that. And that hasn't happened to her, though. So she was almost chastising me after she had shared the news. She's just like, "Mommy, nobody was sad or not sad. Nobody wasn't happy. Everybody thought it was neat. No one thought it was weird or bad." So I just thought, well, that's nice. So we have a lot of very supportive people in our lives, and that was fun. And ex- I really did try to stick with my original plan, which was take good care of myself. I have this goal to jog 100 miles during pregnancy. My last pregnancy, I did not fulfill that goal because he came a month early, and had started this goal. I had started that goal too far into the pregnancy. I think I could have finished, but I would have had to jog about, I think, 6 or 7 miles each week towards the end. But again, my baby came a month early. And then with this pregnancy, I already started tracking. I thought if I maintained at least 4 miles a week, that would be really good. And I was lifting weights and trying to at least not really gain weight this first trimester. I gain weight really easy. I also lose weight really kind of easy when I actually monitor my food intake. But I mean, I've had some days, I think I literally gained almost 5 pounds in a day. Like, just it was a lot of sodium, but still, I'm shocked at how quickly I can gain weight. So I've been trying to be watchful about that. And then this past week, threw everything into a different situation because I started spotting on Monday. It didn't stop Tuesday. And I know this is normal for me in a lot of my pregnancies. I have spotted. It's not really anything, but it turned to bleeding Wednesday, which I and heavier bleeding with clots. And so I went to my OB yesterday because he can check things with his sonogram right there. I didn't want to go to the ER and just go through all that, so I know he could check me. And he I was so I'm in a interesting situation. I was not trying to get pregnant. I shared in my last video, I was actually really enjoying kind of not having a baby and having my youngest be 3 and just really sleeping more and all that. But obviously, if I am pregnant, I do want things to go well. But in my mind, I truly thought when I was there, okay, I'm having a miscarriage. Like, I actually had read about some other things it could be, that it could be an ectopic pregnancy or it could be a subchorionic hemorrhage. But I really thought it's probably a miscarriage. I'm older, something didn't go right. And I did cry was trying not to, but I did cry as I was anticipating getting the ultrasound. And I was so surprised, and my OB was surprised that the baby looked fine. The baby looked, it's small, but we could see a faint heartbeat. We could not hear a heartbeat, even though he tried, but he did see a faint pulsing that he thought was the heartbeat. The baby's gestational age is a week less than it would have been just based on my cycle, because I did keep track of my last cycle, which I think goes along with why I got pregnant in the first place, because I think I ovulated a week later than normal or 9 days later than normal. So the baby's measuring for that size, so a week less than what I thought I was. And so it really shocked me that the baby was fine. I was not expecting that. And then he diagnosed me with a subchorionic hemorrhage, which there's an area of bleeding or blood. I think it's in my uterus. I could see it on the scan, but I didn't get a measurement. And and I'm bleeding from it. And so he recommended for me to take it easy, just not necessarily go on bed rest, but try to sit, um, take it easy. And hopefully, he said it would hopefully would resolve in a few days. But I've been home. I decided to take it more like a bed rest. I've been reading a lot about this and reading about other women's experiences and watching videos, and it has been really interesting because um, the advice given by different doctors is different. Some will say bed rest, some will say no, just do pelvic rest, which it just basically means take it easy, don't do strenuous exercise, don't try to lift things over 20 pounds. Some doctors say not over 10 pounds. Um, there's advice about supplements, about progesterone, all these different things. And so I've been most interested in women who've said that they did certain things and it cleared up. It seemed to clear up quickly. It could lead, there are some studies that say that this has a higher rate of having a miscarriage later, or just because it dislodges the placenta, or having a low birth weight baby or a premature baby. And others that say this really isn't a factor. In my mind, though, I'd like to get this resolved as quickly as possible. I Like I shared before, I really was wanting to be better about exercising regularly during this pregnancy. I do not want to develop gestational diabetes again. And so taking it too easy, I think, has its problems, because I saw how great exercise was for keeping my blood sugar in check. So, but where I'm at right now, to yesterday and today, um, I am resting a lot. My older daughter and my husband have helped, and my friends have helped today with getting my children to their classes. One of my friends is watching my 3-year-old for me. And it makes me cry though, because part of me, enjoys resting. It's like nice to not have as many responsibilities. But then another part of me really is overwhelmed because I don't want to be useless. I have so many things that need to happen. I do so many things. Me constantly asking my family to do X, Y, Z. I mean, I get tired of hearing myself request things. And so, yeah, so I was just even thinking about like 2 weeks ago, looking back when my friend was watching my son again, but I was so busy. I was cleaning my house. I was trying to do a very quick thrift store trip. I was just boom, boom, boom. I like being active. So I really want to get to the place where this is healed and I can be active again. It is scary to think about losing a baby. And I've been reading about the different, I mean, I think this is a higher, it could resolve, but it could also mean I'm going to be higher risk. And that's a different place for me than normal, especially at this stage. This whole experience really made me appreciate the fact that I've had 9 pregnancies before this, and just with like no real issues. Um, the worst I ever had was spotting. So to actually have something like this where it's a real situation, um, it is different and definitely emotional. So that's all. I just hopefully I'll have a good news to share later, and maybe some of the things I'm doing, um, which maybe I'll share in another video. If they help or seem to help, then hopefully that can add to the knowledge about subchorionic hematomas and subchorionic hemorrhage. So I'm still bleeding. I am feeling like I have a backache and cramping, which isn't a good sign. But I almost wonder if it's just from laying around too much too, because I'm not used to doing that. I don't know, but my feeling is just try to take it easy. Maybe it'll resolve like the doctor was hopeful about. And it just really is a strange place to be, because I was making so many plans about how I was going to take care of myself. I was thinking about how to better incorporate help postpartum, just with the assumption that everything's going to go well. And so just to have something be a problem so early, it was a surprise. Even though I know I'm older, I know the incidence of miscarriage and things like that is higher, it still was unexpected. So that's where I am, resting on day 3 of bleeding from a subchorionic hemorrhage, and hopefully, God willing, everything will just resolve.